We came out on the streets, meaning the agents against the bad guys. We brought $1 million on the street to show that we were serious drug traffickers. It's some serious cash.
And in cash,
you
had like bags with you?
We had two gentlemen acting as undercover agents, undercover guys, carry them in duffel bags. Every $20 bills and $1 million it's like 112 pounds.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Be Yourself podcast, the podcast on expressing our true selves with Sergey. Today, my guest is Jack McFarland, who is a retired Supervisory Special Agent with the DEA. Jack, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sergey, for having me. I really appreciate it, brother. How was everything?
I'm doing great. It's 7 p.m., 6 p.m. here in Ukraine. Where are you, and how's the weather there?
Near Washington, D.C., about 6 hours behind you guys. The weather today is cloudy and kind of cool today. It's overcast. Yes, sir.
Nice. So, Jack, for those listeners and my viewers who don't know what Drug Enforcement Administration does, can you briefly explain what it is and how did you get involved with this institute?
Very good. Well, once again, thanks for having me. I guess I'm one of your first American federal agents to be on your show, so I'm very honored and privileged to be doing this. The United States Drug Enforcement Administration, aka DEA, is a federal law enforcement agency that oversees and enforces the federal narcotics laws here in the United States of America. Not only in the United States of America, but also around the world. We have offices throughout the United States, over 200 some offices in the United States, and also 90 countries we're in, actually working with our foreign counterparts. It's a very, very elite organization. It's a very massive undertaking. It's a very big undertaking. And the United States Drug Enforcement Administration your title is a special agent. Now, you'll move up. I moved up into a supervisory position where you would take a group of agent personnel and you would supervise them. And once again, it's an agency that's been around since about 1973 in the United States of America here. It's a lot of people might realize that they think, well, what is the federal agency in the United States? Okay, our sister agency, the FBI. Everyone knows the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Great organization, but there are so many other organizations in the United States government. The DEA. There's also the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, which enforces firearms laws. There's also U.S. Marshals. The U.S. Marshals being the oldest law enforcement agency in the United States, handling all types, handling the prisoners. So with DEA, how did I get into DEA? Well, I got into DEA this way. A friend of mine who was working in Washington, D.C. at the time, he was working for a U.S. senator. Okay, so in our federal government, U.S. senator, and he was one of his staffers. So Jim sends me a package to apply to the FBI and to the DEA. So I said, this is like in 1987. Now I'm a little older than you, Sergey, but 1987, I was going to be 23 years of age back in the day. So I applied to both agencies, and I was competing for both positions. And the DEA came a calling. They offered me a position to go to our training facility, which is just south of Washington, D.C. in Quantico, Virginia. It's home of the United States Marine Corps facility as well. So
one question, before you applied, did you have any training or anything?
Very good question. Believe it or not, I was a high school teacher and a football coach. I taught high school.
Go figure.
Right? So good question. Yes, I'll back it up. So I was a high school teacher and a football coach. American football. Okay, not the soccer, but American football. Okay.
Tough one.
So yeah, the tough guys, So played it all my life. My father was into teaching and coaching. So that's the route after college that I took. So once I was I really wasn't looking to get into, like, say, federal law enforcement, but with my good friend of mine sending me the application packages, I said, why not? We'll give it a chance. We'll give it a shot. So I did it. I went through the process, and I found myself as a 24-year-old young man in Quantico, Virginia at the DEA Academy, getting yelled at and screamed at. So I was like, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Wow. So, and from that point forward, how the story unfolded?
Sure. So from that point forward, when I graduated from the academy, you get a field assignment. So my field assignment was out in Philadelphia. I was in the Philadelphia field office. So that's where we work the investigations. Now you're going to work domestic, local investigations. You're going to work international drug enforcement investigations. A lot of great cases we did. Seized a lot of drugs, seized a lot of assets, some nice cars. I seized the BMW convertible, which I drove around as my government car. If you're familiar with that, seizing a vehicle and say, oh, now it's ours because you violated the law. So we did do that. And so then from there, I went down to Quantico, which was one of my, I went back to Quantico as a special agent instructor, a tactical instructor. I taught physical training, defensive tactics, entry training, vehicle containment training, high-speed driving training. It was a blast. I did that for a number of years. With all the basic agents and also the senior special agents. But what's very interesting is we also trained the international law enforcement that would come over. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. A lot of law enforcement from overseas would come in, and we had the opportunity to train them in the tactics. What's a tactic? A tactic is, how do you enter into a house and you clear a house with, you're looking for the bad guy? Well, what's a defensive tactic? What's a defensive tactic? Learn how to box. Learn how to wrestle. Think about that. Not a lot of our people never got punched in the face in their lives, right? Oh my God. So now we teach them to take a punch or know how to give a punch.
Everyone's got a plan before they get punched in the mouth, right?
Exactly. I believe was that a Mike Tyson quote there? Mikey Tyson. And that's one serious boxer there. Absolutely. But you understand that. So I spent a number of years there, which I thought was a fantastic position to have. It was very, very respectful position to have. And being the former teacher and a coach that I was, I thought it fit right into my scheme of things. So then my next thing, I got promoted. And I know you're probably going to go, oh, wow, a tough assignment. But I was promoted as the resident agent in charge to the United States Virgin Islands in the Caribbean. Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it in the blue, green water and all the sunshine and the warm weather. I'm waiting for it to say something. So most people are like, oh, tough assignment, huh? Well, it was a tough assignment because it's an assignment where it's called the cocaine corridor. Now, if you're not familiar with the geographic, I know your good friend Danny. I was giving him a geography lesson about it. Think about the drugs coming out of South America, Colombia, Venezuela, Uruguay, Suriname, off the northern coast of South America, and pushing up into the Caribbean Sea. If your viewers want to check out where's the Caribbean Sea, get on your
we're gonna draw it right here in post production.
Draw it, and you're gonna have your islands to the right of you as you go up the water. Islands to the right, South America, the Central America countries to your left. So you're gonna bring it up. We're gonna bring the map up. You got the map, okay?
No, we'll do it in the post production.
Very cool, very cool. So as the drugs come up to CONUS, the United States of America, that's when we do our investigation. We actually do our investigations because we have agents that are in country, and then we monitor, we investigate, and we work well with others. That's a big deal. Working well with others is very, very important in our mission. And even in any day life with the general public, you got to work together, man. You got to work together to get that final outcome.
Okay, so these are. Is this fair to say that period of your life and of your service was the most exciting time in your life?
Wow, great question. Teaching and coaching is definitely was fun. It's not a earning experience, meaning money wise, but it's a learning experience. What do I mean by learning experience? You learn how to motivate people. I find my passion is to motivate people, and you'll hear me mention that again in other questions, whatever. But motivation is very important. So I was able to motivate as a teacher and a football coach, other personnel, other students to move on to do their things in life. Kind of cool, right? Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Next, with myself, with the motivation and dealing with DEA, I had some great assignments. I mean, think about this. Uncle Sam, which we know as Uncle Sam, United States of America, stations you in the Caribbean for 4 years as the boss, and you got these great people working for you. and what you're doing, you're arresting people and you're seizing drugs. Kind of cool. But I gotta say, most exciting, that's a tough question. It's either between being that young agent in Philadelphia, in Philadelphia when you're a young guy, you remember, I don't remember the TV show Miami Vice. If your listeners remember the TV show Miami Vice, it's an old show from the late 80s. I might be speaking out of turn here. But if you get a chance, look Miami Vice up. That's what we were doing, man. Dressing the part and driving the nice cars and doing undercover work, and it was kind of cool. It was kind of fun.
You're painting an elusive, beautiful picture, and I can imagine it. I can see it. But how about this pivot for this question? Not like a period of your time, but maybe some of the most standout moments. Something that you can tell us that maybe is not under, some non-disclosure agreement or something.
No,
some interesting.
We're good. They're all adjudicated. So you're asking me about cases. You're asking me to talk about an investigation.
Bring them.
Okay. I mentioned this on with Danny. If you don't mind, I'll just say with Danny. We had an investigation in the city of Philadelphia where we were undercover and we negotiated for 100 kilos of cocaine to be delivered to us in the city of Philadelphia. We came out on the streets. Meaning the agents against the bad guys. We brought $1 million on the street to show that we were serious drug traffickers.
Because they're always wary. They're always trying to see if that's not
exactly. They thought exactly. They're like thinking, who are these people? Are they for real? So you're in a fictitious role, an undercover role, and you have to play that role. And you have to be very careful because you don't want to end up getting hurt, injured, killed, or wounded. So we did an investigation with some bad guys and bad girls, but we took $1 million US dollars. Now, I don't know what that equates to in your currency, but it's some serious cash.
And in cash, you had bags with you.
We had two gentlemen acting as undercover agents, undercover guys, carry them in duffel bags. Heavy $20 bills and $1 million it's like 112 pounds. Like
what year was it?
This year, that was have to be. I mentioned this on other shows. It had to be somewhere around 91 or 92. 1991, 1992. That's unheard of. I mean, to do $1 million flash roll, we call it, was unheard of. But we had such a great boss, and I had such a great senior partner that we knew we could control us. And do you want to know how many bodies we had out there watching the undercovers and watching the money? Plenty. I'm talking like probably we had air units, we had ground surveillance, we had probably 30 or 40, probably like 40 personnel on the street from all levels, meaning federal, state, county, and local. Local being like the Philadelphia Police Department. So that money and our people were not going to get hurt. But we got over 100 kilos of cocaine in Philadelphia. Now you might say to yourself, well, that sounds like a lot, but is it really a lot? But in the Caribbean, you're seizing boatloads of 1,000 kilos. 1,000 kilos.
That's a ton. And how many people were? How many people from the other side came to make this sort of transaction?
That's a very good question. I'm going to back you up a little bit. In regard to that, you had the one person that was working with us, against us, or as the bad girl, and then there was another one or two guys. There wasn't many people. There wasn't many to do it. They knew what they needed to get done, and they wanted to get it done. So we're like, okay, well, let's get it done. So we were definitely doing it in a way that was very protective for us and to get the seizure of those 100 kilos of cocaine. Now, people might say, well, what over in your area, what does a kilo cost? A kilo in the United States of America, in Philadelphia at the time, was costing about $25,000 for 2.2 pounds. Boom. Over your area, I don't know the numbers. I don't know how much it would cost. But it's going to be more than 25,000. That's because it's why you're further away from South America. The further you go, the more chance it gets taken off. So think about that. So that's why the drug trade in not only in the States, but the African continent, Europe, they try to get to Lisbon, Portugal, because Portugal sticks out like a nose. They try to get to Portugal and get in there. Spain, the UK. So the further it goes, the more it costs. So for us, we knew how much it was going to cost. And let's be honest. I mean, hitting these traffickers for, you take 1,000 kilos off. It's like, it's a good hit. But you know what? They set themselves back up and they do it again. They do it again.
So you're able to seize and bust the bad guys on the spot right there,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yep. We can, of course, have our investigation. They like in Philadelphia, when it was delivered, once the delivery took place, the arrest then took place. DEA doesn't mess around. We don't, other agents, other personnel from other agencies can say that about their agency as well. And I love a cooperative spirit. I like to stay in my own lane. We're here to help. We're here to assist, but we do some great work every day. Every day.
I just watched Kash Patel, the director of FBI.
In Philadelphia. Did you see him in Philadelphia? Was that the one you were talking about?
I saw the news there. There's an ongoing investigation with regard to kind of sabotaging games, NBA games. So NBA, the Basketball Association, is under investigation because Chauncey Billups and other figures there, they supposedly were selling the information, right, to some guys so that they could bet on games. So it's all involved gambling.
Yep.
So when you're saying that FBI or DEA do not mess around, I trust you, because it seemed like you guys and FBI, you have no problem arresting whatever level of the person that it can be, right?
That's
so
correct.
everybody's the same under the law.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, some are bigger players than others. Some have more responsibilities than others. If you were just a normal mule versus you're the organizer, there's going to be different levels. But like I said, you're getting the cuffs put on you. You're going in. You're going in.
Yeah.
You're going to answer some federal charges. If you really want to get a chance, you talk about Kash Patel there, take a look at his news conference in Philadelphia a couple days ago. In North Philadelphia, they were doing in the Kensington Allegheny section of Philadelphia. I worked those areas back in the 80s and 90s. Check them out. It's a rough area. And they did a nice job there. The FBI, in cooperation with the local authorities, did a nice job. We work well with the Bureau. I remember back in the day it was Squad 2, Squad 3. We did some great investigations, because I believe if you bring all the personnel together, just like the military, they bring certain things to the table. Certainly, if it's a SEAL, a Marine Recon, a Raider, or a Power Rescue Jump, whatever. I mean, I'm probably forgetting some about the guys and the gals. All these different agencies have different things to offer. And that's what's great about it. I used to love when we worked with, I'll go back to the Caribbean. Loved working with, in the Caribbean, the Americans, the Dutch, the French, the Brits. Wow. All of that resource you had to work with. And it's a lot of personnel to work with. And it's something that was a lot of fun, because you would be at these meetings and the Brits want to do this, and you want to do this, and you want to supply this. They want to supply the Dutch. It was great. It was a great cooperative spirit. And the bottom line was, you don't want to step on other people's toes. You try to be positive. You try to be a team player, but there are some times you got to pull a person aside and say, okay, listen, I get where you're coming from, and this is what we need to do. How do you think we can manage an agreeable arrangement? Just like when you were studying economics in your university, okay? You got your master's degree in your economics. What's the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics, right? You're an economics major. You tell me, right? So you have to kind of go and make sure that know what you're discussing. Same with me. I better know what I'm discussing, because if I go in front of other people and they're going, oh man, this dude's like, he's whacked, man. He's way out there. We can't do those kind of missions. We can't do that stuff. It's not going to work. Bang. Mm-hmm. And what happens there, Sergey? No credibility, zero credibility. So when you work with other personnel from other agencies or other countries, you got to know what you're talking about. So they get on board with you, and then we work together.
Here's a question that arises. You're speaking very highly of the DEA, and it seems like you really had the time of your life there, and that's awesome. And
Sure.
you know, my show is all about finding something that speaks truly to one's heart, right? Because I believe that every one of us deserves to have a career that is tied to our real passion, right? So, what would do you think people don't understand about serving in federal law enforcement, working in federal law enforcement? Maybe some misconceptions or any other things that you can point out with regard to a career as a law enforcement agent?
That's a great question. I always like to intro that by patting you on the back with some great questions. You know, being a former supervisory special agent for 32 years brought a lot of joy, man. A lot of motivation, a lot of joy for myself. Yes, there were days that you were tired, you were down, you're like, oh my God, what are we doing? But you knew deep down that the next day is going to be better. So, if you fail, you got to get in there and try again. Don't quit. When I was a young agent, I had a weapon pulled on my ribs by a bad guy. I stopped my career right there and walked off the job and quit. But I said, no, this is part of the job. This is what we have to do. So we have to continue forward. And I had great people surrounding me. There's no doubt about it. I had great bosses. I had great personnel. So it's someone who has to understand doing the work that the United States Drug Enforcement Administration does. It's work that's for the country. It's for the people of the country and also for the world. It really truly is. You got to find something that is you find your passion. I don't care if you're a DJ and you're mixing music and you're a bartender and you're slinging drinks, whatever passion you decide what you want to do. You want to become an economics major and you want to rid the world of supply and demand. You want to do the world of supply and demand. That's great, fantastic. But you got to find yourself. And if it punches you in the mouth, you got to get back up again. We were just talking about Mike Tyson there and all that. Great, that was a great quote. Absolutely, got to get back up again. If you don't get back up again, then you're going to be useless. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to potentially your family or your family. DEA I provided myself, my wife with an amazing life, and it's great. But it didn't come out of hard work though. I'm not talking going out and working 10, 12 hours a day. I'm talking, what are you doing to make it better? Are you wasting time? Can we get this thing done? Is it going to move forward? I used to always say in a quote, work smart, not hard. Now, people say to me, well, geez, should we work hard? No, you got to work smart. And then the other stuff just kind of comes as it comes. Some people can do things, Sergey, that are very simple to them. Other people, like, how can you do that? And I'm going to be honest with you. For me to write a book would be a nightmare. It'd be a nightmare. But me to tell you about a book, I couldn't stop talking, because what they say about an Irishman, give a mic a mic. I'll talk to you all day long. Seriously, I'll talk all day long with my voice cracked. But it's true. So someone has their strengths and their weaknesses. When I became a boss, I had to find out what strength did this agent have, or what did this agent have. Some agents can work undercover and they can sell popsicles to a guy with white gloves on. They're that good. Some guys and gals, they can't do it. So you have to find what really you're passionate about. Are you passionate about selling cars? Are you into cars? Are you into motors? What are you into? But you got to find out. And the day that comes is, if you're not digging it, then you got to say, this is not for me. I got to do something else.
This is very important.
I hope I answered your question. I hope I did. But being yourself, knowing, and don't let ever anybody talk down to you, or he's only this or he's only that. Let me tell you something. There's my friends of mine from high school and college, football buddies, and that. They're wonderful guys, all successful. Why? We were private school kids, private education, private school kids. We truly were, and they've always stressed academics. Well, I'll be the first to tell you, I wasn't an A plus student. You know, I mean, give me that B plus, whatever, you know, but I'll take it. But it's all about how much do you want to continue and what you want to continue on doing in life. Because life goes like that, brother. Life goes, you know it. I'm telling you, I don't know what your age is right now, Sergey. If you're 20, 28, 29, or 27, I don't know. But life, I'm like, I wake up the one day and I go, wait a minute. I'm doing what, 60? I'm like, are you kidding me? What's going on here, you know?
Yeah, life's passing by really fast. We have to make the best of our stay here on this planet. Tell me about your intention to write a book. Why did you decide to write a book, and what is it going to be about?
You know, that's a great question. I got into this podcasting, radio talking on a dare in mid-June, and people are like, "Dude, you only been doing this since mid-June, and you did this, and this already." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, mid-June. I said, when I put my mind to something. You know, my nickname back in the day in Philadelphia was Action Jackson, because I'm not gonna sit back. I'm gonna come for you. I'm coming for it. You know, so it's only basically end of October. So we're talking what, like 4 months, 4.5 months, whatever. We've been doing this. So all these people I meet, yes, I've been in touch with. I've been blessed. I've been in touch with a literary personnel, actually two, and these ghostwriters. And why do you want a book? Well, I'm also in touch with what do you call them? A speakers bureau to go out and do big speeches and get out there in front of the audience, which to me is fantastic. I have no problem doing that whatsoever, which is great. And I'm being very humble about that. But for the book has to be something that's going to get you in the door to do it. And I find that I'm kind of like, really? I don't know about that. You know, set me up. Let me talk to you. Let me come in and interview with you. I might change your mind, but everyone seems they have to have a book. You know, their name is this, and it's like, oh, the number of published author of the Kill Zone,
a best-selling book.
Like, come on, man. You know what? So what? You went on an operation one time and you shot some rounds down range, and all of a sudden you're going to write a book about it, a 250-page book, 70,000 words, and you're going to put on a book. So I'm just looking at an option. I'm looking at an option to say, okay, look, hey, everybody, I'm an author. You know, I got some books up there. I'm an author, you know, or whatever like that, you know. But, right? I mean,
it sells better. I feel you. I also want to write a book. It's just a sexist thing to have a book these days, right?
I know. It's like, I got to write a book. It's like you telling me, well, I prefer to eat a hamburger, and then you're going to tell me, no, you need to eat this fish sandwich. I'm like, I don't like fish sandwiches. So now they're trying to, no, you need to do this. You need to do this. It's like, I don't got to do anything. Seriously. I mean, I'm just doing it. I'm having fun, and I'm out fun promoting the DEA, your audience, where you're located. I'm sure you're going to do well. You got the drive, you got the passion, you got a good sense of humor. I can tell you're a good person. Man, bust this all over Europe for us out there. You know, who knows? They'll be flying you and I to Paris to do some type of speaking engagement. Who knows? You know. So.
I'm down for that, man. Listen, as we wrap up, tell me about importance of giving back to your community, because I think Ukraine as well as the United States, we have something in common as far as loving our nation, right? And just tell me how important is community in your life, and giving back to it.
Community, giving back to community is very important. I'm just going to put this out to you. Every year, the first week of October, this is going to blow you away. Every first week of last several years, my high school football buddies of mine, we go back to our old high school and we donate different types of items to the football team every first Saturday of October. And we have a reunion. And there's 18 of us, Sergey, 18 former senior football players. Now, over in the States, you have 4 years of high school, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. High school now, not college, not university. Every year, this year, we got the football team giving back to the school that gave us our education, our high school education. We gave back to them. a 55-inch color TV, a drink refrigerator, a PlayStation 5, and some video games. How cool is that? The kids and players loved it. They loved it. I actually talked to the head football coach just the other day. He said they love it. Giving back, little things like that. And all it cost us, the 18 football players, was $60 American a piece to buy this stuff. The year before that, we bought some weights for the weight room, new weights. The year before that, we bought this sound. You know what a sound box is? You put the music and it blares out of it. You know, and so every year giving back, and it makes you feel great. It makes you feel fantastic. So I think that's very important, because what happens is later on, those players will do the same things we did for the other teams as well.
Yeah.
You lead by example. You lead by example, my friend. You lead by example. Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Jack. That was a wonderful and interesting conversation.
Oh, I appreciate you, brother. I wish you nothing but the best. And, if you need me again, look me up. But thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you very much, Sergey.
You're looking for a quality video production provider? Look no further. My name is Sergey and I own Beverly Production. We are a video production agency from Ukraine. We help entrepreneurs to create credible online, offline podcasts and clips that drive interest, to promote your podcast. As a podcaster myself, I early realized that there are not that many podcasts that put an emphasis on quality and creativity, just making your videos look really, really cool. That's why we mix our videos up with different visual aids, sound effects, flashy transitions. We do dynamic switching and other cool creative things that just set apart your podcast from your competition. You can check our samples on the website, and we also help people to post the videos. So we take over YouTube management, and we can also run TikTok and LinkedIn for you. So if you're interested in something of this kind, don't hesitate to book a call with me. The contacts are available on the website. Thanks a lot.